as a baseball player, I'm sure you've watched many films. That dates me right there to say that. Films of games where there was a big E happened out in the outfield or at second base or something. And what is the purpose of looking at the big E, reviewing those errors? What do you think that's about?
I mean, even in baseball, that's something that they're getting away from. At least coaching has gone away from that a lot of times. Instead of evaluating what, like a batter, I'm thinking of a batter who's in a batting slump. They've gone away from watching for what is wrong with the batter's swing. Instead, they're queuing up times when they're really hitting the ball well. And when you focus on what they're doing right, it flips that switch. And you don't need to figure out what they're doing wrong because they already know how to do it right because there's evidence of that. They've done it right. So that's where we focus our energy on. What are some times that you've done it right, that this has really worked well for you? And let's focus on what were things like then? How did we make this? How did that happen then? How do we make this happen now? Instead of putting all the energy into, because you see you generally see what you're looking for. So if you're looking for problems, you tend to see more problems.
You're making me, I'm smiling now because that reminds me of the research that John and Julie Gottman have done with couples. And it says that 31%, about 31%, there's arithmetic right there. Yeah. 31% of a couple's issues are resolvable. What's that say about 69? And they go, oh, we're screwed. Well, 69% are they're just perpetual. They just keep going for a number of reasons. But one of the things to say is before you start concentrating on the bad, 69%, that's insurmountable. Something's going right here. At least a third of your game is good. What are you doing that's good, that's making this work for 31%? Let's keep doing that. Create that positive energy. I think they call it positive sentiment override. And that's what you're telling me that we're doing with baseball batting.
Yeah. And coaching in general, I think, is often going to that, coaching in terms of the sports. And I think that's the backbone, basically the backbone of coaching. Yeah. All coming out. Because, when I went through college, positive psychology didn't exist. When I was an undergrad, it didn't even exist yet. And this all came in the late 90s, really late 90s, early 2000s, that it actually evolved into something real because it was put forward, in the APA.